We have some news right now. The Trump administration has officially backed down on halting school funding for the state of Maine. And while Governor Janet Mills told Donald Trump that she would see him in court, and she said, quote, "We saw him in court and we won." Now, Donald Trump threatened to halt federal funding for Maine schools because of a dispute over whether or not Maine allows trans athletes to compete in female sports. And now, in a new settlement disclosed by the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Trump administration backed down from its threats against Maine, and while the governor won. Now, it's unclear exactly why they entered into this settlement and why they didn't fully litigate the case, but in any event, Maine will continue to receive the federal funding that it is owed based on the law. And at least for now, the Trump administration is backing down on any attempts to halt federal funding, and Governor Mills, who confronted Trump at the White House, secured another win in her belt. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for more. More to come. We have some news right now. Donald Trump is moving forward with plans to create the Department of War. Yes, I'm serious. He and the administration are now working to rebrand the Department of Defense as the Department of War. Now, if you know anything about the Pentagon's history, it used to be called the Department of War way back in the 1940s. It hasn't been called for many years that name because, well, the United States doesn't just go to war every day, at least according to politicians. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump can't actually do this without congressional approval, but he probably will get Republican support here because this is not a big issue that Republicans typically will disagree on. But it is interesting that the president of the United States, who says that he has now stopped 7 wars or 10 wars or 6 wars, it changes based on the day, that he now wants to rebrand his Department of Defense as the Department of War. In any event, spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this and more on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. More to come soon. We have some news right now. Donald Trump is moving forward with plans to create the Department
Greenland or forcefully annex it. The most important reason why isn't even about the natural resources, and they have a ton. For those of you who don't know, Greenland is its own autonomous region, but they are still under the influence of Denmark. The country is rich in oil and natural gas, but even more importantly, they have up to 31 different rare earth minerals which China wants to keep the monopoly of. They have 70% of the world's production. Greenland can upset that. There is a multi-trillion-dollar ocean of resources in this country that the native inhabitants won't allow any government to exploit. And if the Trump administration were somehow to acquire all of Greenland, then it would be a death blow to whatever monopolistic powers that Russia and China currently possess. But the mineral wealth of Greenland is a molehill compared to the mountain of why Trump's actually interested in this. Due to global warming and the melting of the polar ice caps, both China and Russia have developed a new northern sea route that lets them go through all of northern Russia across Greenland into Europe. The Russian and Chinese ships aren't just using this for trade, they're also using this for military operations, certain types of surveillance, and other threats to overall Western security. According to an associate professor at the University of Copenhagen, the Americans have a strong interest in overseeing the activities of foreign countries.
Trump said, you only get 2 years on Section 8 in housing. And guess what, for all you lazy folks, been sitting around on housing for 10, 15 years, waiting on the government to pay 70% of your rent, not doing nothing with your life, buying all these expensive handbags and tennis shoes and dressing your kids in the finest clothes, living the American dream. Sweetheart, that is over with. Now it's time for you to get up off your ass and go do something different with your life. A lot of y'all look at me and y'all say, oh, well, you're on TikTok. TikTok pay me more money than you make at your regular job. So I'm going to continue to make my TikToks as a job, as you call it. And on the other hand, you need to get up and go do something different with your life, because evidently it's not doing enough for you that you got to sit around. I seen a young lady say she make $100,000 a year under the table. Get out the way and let somebody have it that really need it. If you're not disabled or you just can't work.
So Trump announced cuts to U.S. aid for the Baltic states. And I don't know, guess who benefits? The Pentagon is preparing to scale back security assistance to NATO's eastern flank. That's Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. These are the frontline states against, who do you think? Russia. Cutting U.S. support means fewer weapons, less training, and weaker deterrence. Now, here's the question. Why would a U.S. president weaken NATO at the exact moment Russia is still waging war and threatening its neighbors. Some say this is about burden sharing, but others see something bigger, a pattern of moves that always seem to work out in Putin's favor. What do you think? Coincidence or coordination?
Our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, has posted on Truth Social. Well, hello everybody, and before I get started, thank you for watching the video. And what he says is this: I'm pleased to inform our many U.S. patriots that I am designating Antifa, a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster, as a major terrorist organization. Our President Donald Trump also says in the same Truth Social statement, I will also be recommending that those that fund Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Then President Trump ends it with saying, thank you for your attention to this matter. This post was posted on 9/16/25 on his Truth Social account. My opinion on this matter is the entire Antifa criminal organization needs to be dismantled. The financiers, the cell leaders, the social media influencers, their foot soldiers, every one of them. If Donald Trump was to ever see this, my statement to you, Mr. Trump, is this is what we voted for. Thank you. And all my brothers and sisters out there in TikTok land that watches me, I appreciate y'all coming by, and I'll see y'all on the next video.
So Trump came out a few hours ago and said that Americans are going to suffer financially for at least 2 years while his tariff strategy takes place. Okay, which means millions of people are about to lose their jobs, they're about to lose their homes, they're going to lose everything they have, kids are going to be food insecure. We are looking at an economic tsunami, okay? There's only one of two scenarios in which we can turn this around. One is Trump is lying about the tariffs. If he's lying and he backs down the tariffs, that could help. Okay, he lies every day, so that wouldn't be surprising. But if he's not lying and he keeps these tariffs in place, the only thing we can do is march in the streets and fight back. Call your local representatives. Do whatever you can. Show up at town halls, okay, and complain before he takes every single thing you have. Don't think he'll lose a minute of sleep over it. He's a sociopath. He doesn't feel your pain. He doesn't care about you. Believe me. Even if you're MAGA, he doesn't care about you. I know you think he does, but he doesn't. It's time now, guys, to take control. This is the only chance we're going to have, and we're running out of time.
Venezuelan fighter jets just made a massive mistake, and they decided to test President Trump and our Navy in the Caribbean Sea. And what happened next shows exactly why you don't mess with American forces under this administration. And that's not even the worst part. And the response from the Oval Office was so direct and decisive that it completely changed the rules of engagement in the entire region. And the internal implications of what just happened are absolutely staggering. So my name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And folks, we're a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us grow and bring you guys the most important news that the mainstream media just doesn't cover honestly. So give us a like, give us a follow, hit the button. It's over there somewhere. So here's what actually happened. Two Venezuelan F-16 fighter jets flew dangerously close to the USS Jason Dunham, which is a U.S. Navy destroyer that's operating in international waters off of the coast of Venezuela. And the Venezuelan aircraft performed what officials called an unsafe and unprofessional maneuvers. They were flying at low altitudes over our warship in what was clearly a show of Venezuela.
Breaking news. Trump announces an unprecedented policy. He claims all eligible American working families will receive a direct monthly cash subsidy of $2,939. Not a one-time payment, but a long-term, ongoing benefit. Imagine what this means. You worry daily about rent, utilities, children's education, and medical expenses. Now, the government says it will deposit money directly into your account. A year's worth of subsidies could exceed $30,000, enough to transform the livelihoods of most families. But the deeper implications extend far beyond this. Trump says this is an opportunity for people to take back control of their lives. If everyone relies on this subsidy, will society become stronger or more vulnerable? This policy has already sent shockwaves around the world. So I ask you, if you could receive $2,939 every month, would you use it to pay off debt, invest, or completely transform your life? I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, President Trump is now stating that due to the massive amount of money coming in, thanks to the tariffs on countries, he plans to give back to United States citizens in form of a rebate. As part of his efforts to make America great again, Donald Trump has signed an executive order allowing cities and states to remove people off of the streets and into treatment centers as well. Did 46 do this? No. Did Barack do this? No. Did Bill Clinton do this? No. Donald Trump is doing right by the American people and right by the United States. And if you guys love this news, please smash the heart. We should have over 1,000 likes on this video, no problem. TikTok, let's get it to the recommended. I would appreciate it. Trump's making big moves out here. And with that rebate, the national debt will go down as well. So what would you guys rather have? In a form of a rebate check to come back to the American people?
MAGA bitches, come and get me. Donald Trump is back in the courts trying to get rid of the 14th Amendment. So now they're saying that there's a judge, or the judges, or many judges, are trying to block this 14th Amendment because Donald Trump says that it's unconstitutional to be born in the U.S. and not be a U.S. citizen. Now, I didn't realize he had so much fucking power over the Constitution because I'm pretty sure Clinton didn't, Bush didn't, Obama didn't, Biden didn't, hell, Harris wouldn't. No one's got that kind of power over the Constitution besides Donald Trump thinks that he does. And again, this is the most sickening thing I've ever heard, and I can't believe that the MAGAs, they say they're these Christian-like folks, and they don't believe in abortion, and they don't believe in LGBTQ, and all the bullshit things that the MAGAs and the Republicans don't believe in. But we want to rip citizenship away from people that was actually born here in a hospital down the street from you, has a social security card, but we want to strip all this away from them, send them back to damn practically Guantanamo, and say, hey, have a fucking good life. When those people could bring amazing things to the United States, that little baby could go to be a doctor, could be a lawyer, could be a scientist, could be a business owner, could contribute to society. But Donald Trump says, no, 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 no. You're a worthless piece of garbage. You're out of here because you're not rich.
Breaking news, people. Edward Big Cojones is the Social Security Administration. Crazy thing is, these were the numbers that people who walked on a cross were given Social Security numbers during the number 46 administration. Here we go, 270,425 in 2021, 590,193 in 22, 964,163 in 23, in 24, 2,095,247. This is treason. Who approved this? Let me guess. Auto pen situation. This is how this happened. If you guys agree with this, smash the heart, leave a comment, drop a file, FYP, share and repost, because we needed to get to the bottom of this situation, because there's a lot of people out here that deserve their money, more money, for people who busted their asses for years and years and years.
Happy Thursday, everyone. In case you didn't hear, this is happening today. Trump set to sign executive order shuttering the Department of Education. And despite the fact that closing the department requires an act of Congress, Trump could make it nearly impossible for remaining employees to carry out their work. Much like USAID, he's not actually going to shut it down. That takes Congress. He's just going to do what he did at USAID. Take it apart into so many pieces that it can't function, that the employees who are still there just can't do their jobs. And as one representative put it, the effects of Trump and must slash and burn campaigns will be felt across our state by students and families who suffer from the loss of department staff working to ensure their rights under federal law, school districts who have to lay off teachers, students who can't get the help they need to get financial aid, and families who get ripped off because the watchdogs were fired. So many are going to be hurt by this. Special needs programs, parents of children with autism. It's going to be just complete chaos and devastation. And not for nothing, but it's worth pointing out that shutting down the Department of Education was a giant part of the plan that is Project 2025. So what does the architect of Project 2025 think about what's going on? Beyond my wildest dreams, the architect of Project 2025 is ready for his victory lap. This is the guy who kind of got thrown under the bus and was like, we know that this is the plan, but we understand that the Trump administration has to distance themselves, and that a bunch of you assholes we're looking at people like myself who were talking about it, saying, you're such a fear-mongering liar. Donald Trump says he didn't know anything about it. He's not doing that. That's not the plan. It was the plan. And there isn't enough I told you so's in the world to make me feel better about the fact that, yeah, your families and your children are going to fucking suffer, but so are all the other people who didn't participate and didn't contribute to this. Thanks a lot, assholes.
Breaking news, Donald Trump just announced, starting January 2026, 18 through 21 years old can only have one baby mama, baby daddy. Anymore, you're going to jail. He said because y'all being too irresponsible, y'all don't know what y'all doing, y'all too young to even be having kids, y'all still kids, trying to have kids. He said, hell no, this shit ain't going. So if y'all go against the rules and the laws, then go into jail. This for entertainment purposes only. TikTok, please do not take down my video. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, man, he's serious than a motherfucker, and I swear it's everywhere. It's all over the news. World news, top news, national news, TMZ, CNN, ABC News, Fox News, CBS News. It's everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Drop in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. And who's 18 through 21 right now with more than 2 baby mamas? Baby daddy. Drop in the comments, man. I need to know.